Hello everyone, welcome back to another update video for Mercenary Operator Wolves for the winter of 2020. I'm going to be going over the changes I've made since summer 2019, just as a kind of preview of what I'll be going over. A lot of animation changes to the weapons and to the player, a few smaller UI changes. There is a new character sprite and a lot of changes with bullets, and I've implemented the M9 this time. Alright, so getting started in the actual game, I'll just be going down the list of how I introduced the topics. So first off is animation changes. Immediately, you'll probably be able to see that the idle animation is now different. The aiming animation actually transitions. I believe prior to this, I had it as it would just jump between the aiming and the idle state. Now it's an actual transition. Another thing that is almost fully incorporated, I don't have the arms working, but I'll show it anyway, is you can switch shoulders. If you focus on the gun itself, you can see it is in fact switching shoulders. It's just I need to get the arms to follow suit, but haven't done that yet. The next thing is UI changes, very minor. All I did is make it so that whenever you change fire modes, it'll show up at the top of the screen. That way you know which fire mode you're on, which makes sense because realistically, it's not like you switch to a different fire mode and not know which one you just switched to. I want to keep a minimal HUD to try to keep it realistic, but it makes sense to have that pop up every time you change fire modes. Next is the new character sprite, which you probably have already noticed from when I was showing the animations. If I zoom in here, you can see the arms. As I said, they're not fully completed yet. They're not. They're, they'll get better, but mostly it's the new body. As you can see, it's more of an oval shape. Before it was just kind of. I traced an entire top-down like body last time, so it made it harder to actually move the arms in their animations. But now the arms are separate and the body is separate, so it makes it look a lot better, just a lot cleaner in general. And then next, as I said, was bullets. So first off, there's quite a few changes I made to the bullets. There is a new sprite. There is better hit detection now. This wasn't noticed in my previous video, but a problem I was having is that bullets would clip through a lot of walls because they're just going too fast in the way that Unity renders it. Um, yeah, it didn't work well, but it works now. And I've got bullet particle effects. Now every time you hit an object, it will emit a particle effect on it. So I will shoot this box to demonstrate that. And similarly, it will have a different particle effect if I shoot this wooden crate instead. Actually, a little bit hard to see on this blue background. I'll show it with this concrete bunker. You'll be able to see it hopefully a little bit better if I shoot it from this angle. And it's out of ammo, showing off the reload animation there again. So there we go. So that's just the new particles. I think they look quite good. I'll probably still enhance them a little bit more. I feel like they could use a bit more work. But next up is the M9, which I did now implement, as you can see here. And you can switch between the guns. So if I want to switch to the M9, I press 2. That's the key I currently have it set to. I'll probably have a few alternative ways that'll allow the player to switch between weapons later. But for now, you just switch with 1, 2, and 3. And you can also notice the arms, of course, are not working because they're just set up for the main rifle rig. I don't have one set up for the secondary yet. I have the code in place to do so. It's just not enough time yet to do that. But here's this. It only has 2 fire modes, of course, because it is an M9, safe and semi. And what you will notice is now that I've ran out of ammo, one, there's no dry fire sound, and that is because the slide actually locks back when you run out of ammo on this. And I have that set up so that other guns that actually do other slide or bolt lockback will do so. So if we reload here, you can see it'll close back up, and it is ready to fire again. So as you can see, there's not a whole lot of new stuff. I unfortunately spent a bit too much time kind of making things more complicated than they needed to be. I've kind of changed how I'm planning on designing this game from now on to where I'll be focusing on going towards making it just playable first, and then I'll make stuff more complicated once I get it to that point. Because as you saw, there's still no enemies. I do actually have enemies, but they don't work very well yet, so that's why I didn't show them at all. There's no point because they are really, really bad. But speaking of all this stuff for the future, my future plans, highest priority is, as I said, to create a playable version. My plan for that is to create a demo level. It'll just be a kill house where you'll get a score based on how fast you clear it and how probably accurately you clear it. I haven't fully thought out how I'll do it yet, but it'll probably be definitely time based. It'll just be like a regular kill house, like you go through, shoot targets, and that is that. Lower priority than that is completing the story. I completed the setting already. The story, however, for the actual game is not done yet. And then I also plan on implementing a weapon customization system, which I have the framework in place for, but nothing actually in there yet. And going along with weapon customization, this is way lower priority though, is I am planning on implementing some new weapons. As you can see, I have already created a model for an AK-74M and an AKM. You'll be able to switch out parts between these three guns because they do share parts in real life, and I plan on having that implemented in the game as well with the weapon customization system. And then another gun I'm planning on adding will be an AK-12, which I am working on now. I do not have the sprite completely finished though. And other guns I plan on adding later will be shotguns, explosives such as rockets and grenade launchers, and machine guns, which will be quite cool to add those. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.